Our region's won international accolades for its story of economic, environmental, and quality of life transformation, a comeback that began 30 years ago this year. Yet you don't have to look too hard to find places that have been left behind by the recovery, distressed communities that coexist with prosperous municipalities often a stone's throw away. Well, the Allegheny Conference on Community Development, which co-produces this program, has launched a new effort to target investment in communities that have positioned themselves for comebacks of their own. It's called the Strengthening Communities Partnership. Bill Schenck is chair of the partnership. He's also vice chairman of TriState Capital. Tracey Evans is executive director of the Wilkinsburg Community Development Corporation. And Taris Vrcek is executive director of the McKees Rocks Community Development Corporation. Welcome. Good to see all three of you.
Great to be here, Bill.
Yeah, Bill, why don't we start a little bit with what this initiative is all about? It's really what, a program to take tax credits and really drive them toward helping communities?
Yes, and we all know that this region is doing reasonably well in this economy, but there are a number of communities that are struggling in Western Pennsylvania. But there are a group of those communities who have great leadership, who have plans in place, and who really have a way to get themselves out of the economic issues that they have. So the issue that they have is that if they could have more support from outside the community in terms of dollars, in terms of expertise, that they could move toward their goals a lot faster.
The Allegheny Conference and the Pennsylvania Economy League, of which you're a board member, what has identified now or chosen at least initially 5 communities to work with and really try to accelerate this process?
That's exactly right. And those 5 communities are Wilkinsburg, McKees Rocks, Mount Oliver, Carrick area, Connellsville, and the city of Washington.
Okay, and it really is driven through a tax credit program, or that's part of what's the opportunity here?
It is driven, the dollar part of this is through a tax credit program. It's an excellent program that the state of Pennsylvania has put together called the Neighborhood Partnership Program. And what you're able to do there, if you're a tax-paying company in Pennsylvania, you can contribute between $50,000 and $500,000 to one of these communities and receive an 80% tax credit as long as you commit for 6 years. But what that means is, if you contribute $50,000, by the time you take the tax credit of 80% plus the deduction for federal taxes, the out-of-pocket cost is about $7,000.
Wow.
Real leverage there. And then the 6-year commitment gives the community an opportunity to hire people to get their plans done.
And both Wilkinsburg and McKees Rocks have already been participating in the program. What's it meant so far in Wilkinsburg?
For Wilkinsburg, we have been able to have staff. We've been able to have an office overhead that is very difficult to find funding for. So having the support of the Neighborhood Partnership Program really starts with that. And then it helps us build partnerships in the community that we probably wouldn't have the opportunity to do as well.
And McKees Rocks?
And similar to what Tracey said, it provides that flexibility for operations and projects. And what it's meant to us is leveraging that investment into over $20 million of private development. Brownfield industrial development, Main Street development, commercial development. Also starting a workforce development program for our residents and our employers. So again, it's leveraging those resources and creating great returns.
Yeah, and so going forward now with this additional boost, hopefully that you'll get as a result of this Allegheny Conference initiative, what do you hope it's going to enable you to do in McKees Rocks?
So it really enables us to get to the next step, which is we've laid the foundation through the development projects I've outlined. What this will enable us to do is to implement a Main Street plan that we've been developing and create really a new downtown district in the western communities and open up that western market in the western Pittsburgh suburbs that really has been non-existent.
What do you think about McKees Rocks? So close to the city of Pittsburgh, as is Wilkinsburg. What will it mean in Wilkinsburg?
We're kind of a bookend to McKees Rocks on the east side on Penn Avenue, right outside of all the growth that's been taking place in East Liberty, Bakery Square area. We're right outside of it. So we're in the same place as Taris. We'll be able to start acquiring vacant buildings that have been hard to get a hold of and make those sites available to developers. We have a lot of people interested. We have a lot of businesses wanting to relocate to Wilkinsburg, but we have no space for them to move into right now. So we'll be focusing on that.
And so the idea here is a lot of companies already participate in this program statewide. You want
Yes,
to kind
they
of
do.
focus some of that investment, but I guess also get what other companies participating, right?
And we want to have other companies participating, and we're in the process of talking to a number of companies right now. We have sort of a deadline for this year. It's 10 days from now.
July 31st.
July 31st. And it's easy to do. Becoming part of this neighborhood partnership program for a company is a simple process. The way to do it is to call the Allegheny Conference. We're going to be doing this for years now, but this year is July 31st. There'll be another opportunity in the fall and then ongoing after that.
All right, so if you're making money in Pennsylvania, turning a profit, this could be a great opportunity to give something back and invest in communities as well.
That's right, Bill.
Bill Schenck with the Allegheny Conference, Tracey Evans with Wilkinsburg, Taris Vrcek with McKees Rocks. Thank you all so much. Best of luck with the project moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
And we'll be back in a minute with the story of the Robin Hood of K Street. Stay with us.